Welcome to the behavior video on entering bully harassment incidents into Infinite Campus. Per KDE requirements, all incidents of bullying or harassment must be entered into Infinite Campus, regardless of the resolution. Bullying or harassment events must have both an offender and a victim. If unable to identify a victim, enter a narrative as to why the victim was unable to be identified. This video guides users through the successful entry of a bully harassment behavior incident into Infinite Campus. Let's get started. To begin a new behavior incident, we will navigate to Behavior Office and then select Behavior Management. From the Behavior Management screen, we will then click on the New button to begin a new behavior incident. The submitted by will default to your name unless you select the person who submitted the behavior incident. Here we have indicated that Cole Chapman submitted the behavior incident. The date and time of the incident defaults to the current date and time. The behavior incident occurred on August 18th, and we have updated the time of incident to 9:45 a.m. The incident occurred in school, so we have school-sponsored event during school hours selected, and the location of the behavior incident is in the classroom. Next, we will click in the Details area and enter the details of the behavior incident. We have entered the details of the behavior incident. Incident details print on behavior letters. It is important to leave student names out of the incident details. Next, we will click on Add Event Participant to add the offender and the victim, as well as the behavior event, to the incident. Next, we will click on the Event Type dropdown and select the behavior event. Since this is a bully harassment event, we will select the appropriate code. In this case, we are selecting Harassing Communication Towards Student. Harassing communication towards student has now been selected. Now that the event type was selected, we will select the offender and the victim. We will click in the student name dropdown. Just as a reminder, multiple events may be added to a behavior incident. Always refer to the SSBIH when selecting an event type if unsure of the appropriate event type for the incident. In this incident, Imogen is the person who was the offender. We have typed in Imogen under student name or student number, and we will search for Imogen Adams. Next, we will click on Search to search for all possible matches. Now that Imogen Adams displays in the search results, we will select her from the search results. Now that Imogen has been selected, a Participant Details window opens where we can add additional details. Underneath the Details area, we can type in additional details that will not print on the behavior letter as necessary. We will not do that at this time. Since this is a bully harassment incident, it is required to select Harassment Type from the dropdown. We will now click on the Harassment Type dropdown and select the appropriate item. From the Harassment Type dropdown, we will select Other. Other has been selected. Additional details can be entered under the Harassment Description area as needed to describe the incident if additional details are needed. If there are multiple harassment types involved, users can click Add to add additional harassment types. If religion is selected from harassment type, then the perceived victim religion must be entered. Next, we will click in the Add Participant area to add the victim to the behavior incident. Sometimes the victim cannot be added because it may be a person at another school or calendar. If unable to identify a victim, enter a narrative as to why the victim was unable to be identified. The victim in this behavior incident is Aaliyah Jackson, so we will search and select her as the victim in the behavior incident. Now that Aaliyah is selected and added to the behavior incident, we will change her role from offender to victim. Aaliyah has now been attached to the behavior incident as the victim. We can also add participant details as necessary as it pertains to Aaliyah. We will not add any additional details at this time and continue by clicking Save. Now that the offender and the victim have been added to the behavior incident, it's time to add the resolution. So we will click Add Resolution. In some behavior incidents, multiple resolutions may be added. In this case, we have added phone call as the resolution and indicated when the phone call was made. Additionally, we have identified Mark Lee as the behavior admin staff name. We have also written the details of this behavior resolution in the details area of the resolution details. It is important to attach the resolution to the appropriate student. In some cases, people attach the resolution to the victim instead of the offender. In some cases, there may be a resolution attached to the victim, such as in the case of a phone call. Here, we will attach this behavior resolution to Imogen Adams, who is the offender. Imogen Adams has been attached to the behavior resolution of phone call. We will now click Save. As you can see here, the behavior event is harassment, harassing communication toward student, with Imogen Adams added as the offender and Aaliyah Jackson as the victim. The resolution of phone call has been attached to Imogen Adams, who is the offender. Once all details of a behavior incident have been completed, including the incident event, any participants, which would be offenders or victims, and resolutions, then the last step is to change the status from in progress to complete. The status has been changed to complete. The last step is to click Save.